Brian and Frank still there?
Good to go.
Yep.
Okay, it is 5:30, February 25th. I'm going to call the meeting to order. As required by law, the town may audio or video record the meeting. Any person intending to either audio or video record this open session is required to inform the chair. Don't see anybody that's going to do that, so we're going to move on. Down to miscellaneous correspondence. Eric, please.
Yep, this is Stephen, I'm not even gonna attempt, Georgia Coppolis?
Yeah.
He requested for a wedding for some parking at Sand Pond Beach from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. on August 16th. He's saying about 30 cars. I don't think this would be a big deal for us. That lot rarely fills up. I could, if you guys approve it, I could make it known to him that if he does come at 1 o'clock and it's an abnormally 95% full day, I can't guarantee any, the 30 spots. So that's about it. It's a wedding. It's 1 to 6. We stop checking after 4 anyway. And I'll just tell my parking officer not to check during those times.
There's no fee or anything to this, is it? No, there's nothing.
No.
Okay.
We've never had it before in the summer.
I mean,
So you want a
kinda helping
motion?
him
I'll
out.
make a motion that we grant his request.
I'll second
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? That he just needs to be informed that the parking will be against Great Western Road.
Yeah, we're going to keep him as far away from the beach. We're going to cone it off. That's what I
Yeah.
forgot to mention. A section for him that'll be further from the beach, so it doesn't hinder the beachgoers.
it. Okay.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Van?
Aye. Aye.
Philip? Frank, I heard you. Brian?
Aye.
It's unanimous.
All right. That's an easy one.
Yep. Eric, update on Senior Memorial Field restroom project, please.
So the restroom project, last month's meeting, we spoke about the generator idea for the restroom. Sean said that would not work for that project. He's also gotten a little more information from running electric there. It's still going to be a very, very high price tag. He also doesn't even know if NSTAR or Eversource or whoever does that would be able to do that. It would be a big project of running that down there. Sean Libby recommends looking more into the solar panels. Now, even with the solar panel being less of a cost than the electric, we're looking at something we're going to have to go back for more money like we did Sand Pond. Because we currently are sitting at $170. That's with the seniors donation of $20. The facility itself is $131. The septic plus design, you're talking another $20-30 total.
Hold on, Eric. What was the design? We already paid for the design.
Design was $3,000 total.
Okay.
So we're at
So
134. Yep. So you're at 160 right there. That doesn't, for solar panels and everything that has to do with it, it'd be running way too close for 170.
What do you anticipate that your needs are?
For money?
To finish it, yeah.
We'll know better if we do, we're gonna have to do more research on the solar panels and exactly how much that costs. Have somebody come down, take a look, figure out what kind of, wattage or ampage is needed for that, to provide the hot water and the lights and
Battery storage.
Yeah, you'd have a battery backup
yep.
storage.
yeah. So like
Good news
Sand
is
Pond,
there's a lot of credits and whatnot on those incentives,
over time.
but you've got to still pay for it up front.
So
Well, it's going to be less than what NSTAR or Eversource or somebody.
for trenching all that electric up, far less.
Yeah. So it's the option.
It's the option.
My recommendation would be, and just a little more, Eric called Shea Concrete to see if they have ever installed the solar tubes in the roofs of those. Those things are amazing. They've never done it, which doesn't surprise me because those roofs they're rough. So you'd never get that thing weather tight, it'd be leaking, and so the bottom line is no. Because if that was the case, you'd only need the solar for the hot water. Because that solar would give you enough light for the bathroom, but they don't do it, so it doesn't matter. So recommendation would be to have Eric/John or whoever work with Sean Libby and try to come up with a proposal for the March meeting. for solar.
Yep, the solar
Okay.
proposal.
Certainly have
Because
an
we're
option
up
of
the creek without a paddle if we don't do that.
Well, it's the only option that we can think of right now, unless you trench, and that's a lot of money, and
It's even more than they were, yeah.
What do you need power for? Grinder pumps?
No, code.
The pump, you have to have
Gotta have
hot
power.
water,
Can't have a public building.
and you have to have lights.
But you're still using grinder pumps.
No,
I don't know what a grinder pump is.
this is septic, not sewer.
Yeah,
We're talking
Septic
senior softball.
Right, I
Yeah.
understand.
No, you're thinking your backyard, David. Grinder pumps,
Okay,
East Harwich.
all right.
No,
It's
this is
the-
a typical basic old septic.
it's the pump, it's the heat,
Gotta have hot water
hot
by
water,
code.
and the lights.
Eric, what, if I may,
Oh, David's got the.
go ahead, David, I'm sorry.
So the building cost,
131 now, and just for your information, just because I found it very interesting, I did a little research on, I found 5 old quotes from Shea Concrete. I'm sure there's more, but 2011, the restroom itself was $28,000. 2014, it was 60. 2018, it was 90. 22, it was 96, and this year now updated is 131.
wow.
So it's gone up $103,000 in 14 years.
Did the specifications change
Nope.
or over time?
They're the exact same buildings.
Wow.
So if everybody's on board with that, we'll move forward with Evan and Eric, pursue some sort of a number for solar. David, you all set?
If I, I'm sorry.
You all set?
Go ahead, Vaughn.
No, I'm just wondering, what's this, the septic is it included in any of these figures?
Which figures are
The 131 and the 3,000?
the 131 is the building itself.
building itself.
The 3,000 is the septic design, which we already did.
Right.
And then you're talking septic is
No,
another
what is
20
that at?
20 to 30.
20, yeah, just say 20 to 30.
For Sand Pond, it was 20.
That was a pump, so that's a
Yeah,
different
that's a little different.
So you're
probably
talking-
20 to 30.
So it's well over the 170.
Yeah.
Without power.
You'd be sitting at 160 something before you even
For the
figure
building,
power out.
yeah,
Yeah.
without the power.
Yeah.
Phyllis, any questions? Brian, any questions, comments?
No, that sounds good, that's fine.
Frank?
No questions.
Okay. All right, Eric, you're on it.
All right, you got it.
First thing would be to get a hold of Sean
Yeah.
and find out exactly what size, and maybe he needs to talk to his
If
electrician.
he has some recommendations of who to go
Yep.
to. Yeah.
Yep, and I think he does, so.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Update on Veterans Memorial Field irrigation, please.
So this one is the one that we do have. We currently have the money through CPC. It's $37,000 for the a new electric system out back. In the meantime, Highway has told us that you're better off. He said with the old irrigation system out there that needs replacing anyway. You don't want to put in this electric system and blow out the current system because it's not as it's more residential. The system they put in. So they recommended doing, rescinding the money, go back next year and go for the whole project, irrigation, electric, the whole thing. The only question, I probably need a vote from you guys to rescind the money. And the only question I'd have for Dave, how does that work?
It's simple, you
Just let you know,
just notify, get a vote of the board, make that a record,
a memo and,
send it over with the minutes, and then, once we receive that, we'll formally rescind it.
and then my only other question, is there any issue, because it was voted at a town meeting as an approved project, that we're now no longer doing?
Does it have to go back to town meeting to be?
Yeah,
No.
that's,
Town meeting vote? No?
as long as
No,
we
we
do
have
it and
never-
send it to you.
yeah.
Okay.
We're in control of that.
So what would you do? Come up with a new CPC article for the whole?
What you'd have to do, we'd have
Next
to
year
vote a
we
new
resubmit,
article with
yeah, for the
everything in
whole
it and bring
thing.
it forward.
Okay.
It's logical. It makes no
Yeah,
sense to spend a
it-
nickel.
Yeah.
All right, so.
And that's a good thing, the way we're putting it forward to the members of the board.
Yeah, we're not
They'll
spending
support
just to
that.
spend,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
Motion, please.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we rescind the Veterans Memorial Field irrigation electric project at $37,000.
Second.
Phyllis was the second, Van was the first. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Brian?
No.
Frank?
No.
Any discussion here? Okay, I'm gonna take a roll call. Van?
Yeah.
David?
Yes.
Phyllis?
Yes.
Frank?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
It is unanimous. Thank you. Okay, moving it right along, commission meeting minutes from the 28th of January.
You skipped the 5-year plan. Unless you want to do the minutes first.
Doesn't
Oh,
matter.
yeah, let's do the minutes while I'm on
All
it.
right, sounds good.
Phyllis, why don't you remove it?
Okay, can I just ask
Sure.
anyway, has not what's written there because I wasn't here for the last meeting, but the pages are numbered wrong.
Yes, they are.
Which
did
one?
know
On the
that.
minutes?
Yeah.
3 of 2.
Yeah.
That threw me off at 5 o'clock this morning.
3 of 2. Mine had it right.
No.
The minutes? Yeah. 6
Oh, his are right, but online it's,
Okay.
yeah, or maybe it was
All right.
corrected. Yeah,
Yeah.
anyway,
What
but
pages?
Good get.
Yeah, 3 of 2, 4 of 2, and 5 of 2,
Interesting.
and 6 of 2.
yeah.
Other than that,
I got the
do
only
we have
right one.
first of all, do we have a motion?
Did you make a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes from January
I'll
28th.
second.
Phyllis and Van. Any other comments? Any comments, Brian or Frank?
No.
Okay. Van, all those in favor?
Aye.
David?
Aye.
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 Brian? Brian?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, now we'll go to 5-year plan.
So the 5-year plan, last meeting, we had talked about everybody kind of coming in with some ideas for projects, you know, for the future, 5-year future. I started a small list, and I figured as we go around, I could add on to that list, and we could keep compiling that. What I have so far, I have the Veterans Memorial Field Complex new irrigation system project, the one we just talked about. Now, some of these are just anything we've talked
Yeah,
about.
these are not specifically
No.
CPC.
I have White House Field bleacher replacement. I have, and these aren't in any order either.
Wait a minute. Let me hold on to the table. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that would be more of a capital, I think, but, community center, this is one that me and John were talking about in tandem, maybe with the community center down the line, is, new basketball hoops in the gymnasium here, maybe a combined CPC article for that. It's her building, so it'd probably have to come under her, but we could, you know, we're the primary user, so we need new hoops in there. I put this on there just because it came up once, is the ropes course. I put dependent upon clearing of property across from rec parking lot. And lastly is the splash pad, which has come up. Those are the ones I have.
In no specific order.
Nope. And then we could add, you know, I could keep adding on.
Okay, Van.
Yeah, I got a list.
Nice.
Again, no specific order and
Just
no
we'll
priority.
just add it to what we
No
have here.
priority. Construct a multi-purpose area for rollerblade and ice skating activities.
That's a good one.
Replace the sprinkler system at both Potter and Memorial because they're over 25-year lifespan.
Irrigation.
Yep, the irrigation. Install some additional pickleball courts because of the number of
Frank just woke
people that we have. Splash pad project way down. Replace the infield at Brooks Park.
That we're
That's
we're
that's
getting the
already-
funding now for that.
Install 2 dugouts at Potter Field. Replace the dugouts that we have there.
Well, what was that one?
Dugouts at Potter Field.
Replace the current dugouts. Create a permanent area for a soccer court, the one that, off the Brackett soccer court, instead of having him take it up and down constantly, see if we can find a space, put it up and leave it up. That, and then, you know, once soccer is over, they can use it for street hockey and so on and so forth. Locate permanent space for multi-purpose athletic activities.
What does that mean?
Circus Smirkus, we have,
There's an
Cross
update
that
on
one
that.
out.
They
Take
are
that one
using, they're using the school.
yeah. And then the parking lots at Long Pond and Sand Pond, if we can do something with them in terms of the T-base or asphalt or something, because those parking lots are in tough shape.
Great.
The Long Pond, I don't think you can
Can't pave it.
pave it unless you use that porous pavement, which is triple the cost.
I guess
What was the other one? Long Pond and what?
Sand Pond and Long
But
Pond.
T-base is porous, isn't it?
Well, T-base you can do. We're
Yeah.
just saying if you wanted to pave
Oh.
Long Pond, you couldn't. do it.
Something to correct the divots and
Yeah.
so on and so forth. Those are mine.
David?
I actually haven't thought about anything. I'm really interested in what Leah and Brian have to say when it comes to this stuff.
And let me start this. Good point, David. We're not voting anything here tonight. This is just a first night. I would like to have Leah and Brian here
Yeah.
at a meeting. I'm not a huge fan of doing it all, but so get the initial list and go from
Yeah,
there.
I was gonna suggest the same thing. We
We
should
can
get
keep
everybody
adding.
together.
Yeah, we
Yep.
can keep adding.
So nothing, David?
The only thing I would recommend is the sand pond,
Mhm.
that bloody building that's up there
We've tried.
is dangerous.
It's on
Well,
that's
that should
supposedly
come
on the
out.
selectmen's
When we
radar.
tried the revitalization project, that was
Right,
part of it. We did have the building superintendent at the time come out. He said it's structurally sound. At the time,
That was what, 3 years ago?
at least, yeah.
Well,
But I agree, I'd like to see that gone too.
If-
That was part of that got shot down.
if any of you
I'll put it
have
on.
seen the damage in older homes from powder post beetles, if you know what it looks like, go up inside that building and look.
Do not go inside the building.
We were in there last year getting stuff out.
Bats in it?
What's that? No bats. I went in there once years ago and a raccoon jumped out at me, but nothing this time.
The building is dangerous.
Do you have anything you want to put on, you want that on the list?
I
Yes,
put it on.
Okay.
that's it.
Phyllis?
Well, one minor thing, or maybe a couple things, actually. The backboard at Brooks Park for practicing tennis, and it's mostly tennis, is really bad, and they have a really nice one in Dennis that you purchase, and I don't know the cost, and I forgot the name of the company, but I will go check it out. But it comes, you determine how much you want, and it comes pre-made, and it actually works, not plywood, and,
That's not plywood.
No.
No.
We bought that from a company. That
oh,
was
that's,
Yeah, that was very expensive.
That was
an
super
expensive backbone when it was bought.
the one in
What's that,
Dennis is
10?
really nice.
Well, it's new.
Or,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I
tennis-
absolutely agree.
When was the last time you hit a tennis ball?
That's the problem. Since I had my knees replaced, I haven't played. I was one hell of a tennis
you.
player.
The problem with it, I don't
That
think
time
it's
is
used
gone.
for-
Yeah.
But I went up recently last summer with my wife to hit a tennis ball, and my backhand's still there. My forehand, topspin. It needs to be taller.
Yeah.
It truly needs to be taller.
Frank?
Yeah, what's wrong with the tennis backboard?
Too short, Frank.
In 10 years that's been there, this is the first I've ever heard of it being too short.
That's the first I ever heard of
It
it.
doesn't get much use.
No,
That's the
the-
problem.
Okay, well, it's on
people
the
use
list.
it.
Because you chase balls all the time.
Yeah.
And so,
I
yeah,
found 15 balls behind that thing one day last year, walking early in the morning, and these things were brand new.
Yeah.
They
I
don't
said,
even
these
bother to
people are
go
so
around and
lazy,
get
they
it.
don't go over the
No.
hill and get them. So I brought them and distributed to the neighborhood dogs.
Dogs, yeah.
and
All
so-
right, Frank,
Oh, can I just say something
yes,
about the
Phyllis, I'm
skating?
sorry.
I watched the meeting last time about skating and setting up ice rink and whatever. My previous town had a pond that they checked, but they also decided to set up an ice rink in a field. And this is Metro West, so it's colder. It froze once. and
That's
then
the problem here.
That was it. And I had a
Yeah.
neighbor who set one up in his yard because he was a hockey coach for one of the colleges, and he set it up for his daughters in his yard on his own, small.
And it,
But it just, the town did it, it just wasn't worth it, they never did it again.
And just so you know, like, we were not at director's report yet, but I looked into synthetic icing. And you buy them in packs of tiles, kind of, and they link together. For a 2,500 square foot area, it'd be $3,400 for the tiles.
Synthetic ice?
Yeah,
It's
you can
plastic.
skate on
They
it.
have them,
It's a great idea.
Yeah, you could skate on it.
So I could take my old CCM
David,
tacks
it's
and
funny,
skate
Oh,
on it?
stop it, you fossil.
Jeez.
CCM Jack.
You can play
Really?
tennis on
I got my
skates.
CCMs.
So there you
I
go.
do
Maybe we take the
too.
backboard down, make that the tennis.
Got my hockey stick.
CCM.
Just so you know, if I may, Mr. Chairman,
Go right
Phyllis, where the firehouse is right now, what they're redoing, the box to the right-hand side, we used to play hockey on those all
Oh,
the time.
really?
Yeah.
All the time.
It doesn't freeze anymore. Nothing freezes anymore.
No, there was some ice, well, I was away luckily.
Yeah.
That's why I
but
suggested a
missed it.
multi-purpose so that you do.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
so if you could freeze it, that would, you know.
I'm just
one of those
blown
years.
away. I never knew that existed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a great
Wow.
you
idea.
could skate right on it. But that's 2,500 square feet. You probably need something bigger than that. That's not that big.
No,
Maybe
it's
double.
not.
So you're
For
talking
for $5,000.
6-7 grand. Then you got to figure out borders,
Yeah.
gold, all this
Area
stuff.
space.
Yeah, you gotta put boards around it,
It's
you
gotta
gotta be
be
able to
flat,
check
you have to
people.
find.
You're probably talking 10,
You have to
10
level
15 grand
something
when it's all
to-
said
yeah.
and done. At least.
Gotta get
Because
some
something might look level, but
plastic
Yeah.
for
it
the
turns out
water
it's
to.
not.
Yep. Yeah. There's more than just the.
Okay, Frank, you're next.
Yeah, I heard of clearing the lot across the street, and the reason for that was?
That was, it was brought up a while ago. It was kind of the town administrator's project that he was interested in as well. The original thought was to clear that as a fairground down the line, where events like the circus could go. But it was also brought up as a possible location for the futsal, Bob Brackett's futsal court. It was brought up as a possible location for a potential ropes course down the line. It's a pretty big area over there.
It's huge.
Yeah, so that, Joe said it's not something that's happening right now, but he's not giving up on it, so.
Anything else, Frank?
Yeah, I just mimic Van on the Bob Brackett, when they set up the temporary posts
Yep,
in the parking lot.
Yeah,
yep.
And that wouldn't cost anything to really do a fair spot for that.
Yeah, but you're not clearing it just for that. It's gonna be part of a bigger project from what I understand, correct?
yeah,
Eric?
that was the thought.
Yeah, the whole purpose is to make that a multi-purpose area over there. Anything else, Frank?
No, that's it. Everything's been said already, I guess.
Okay. Brian?
I got a couple things.
Go ahead.
Sure.
Do you want them in order or just whatever?
Just whatever.
So splash pad, obviously that's come up before.
Yep.
I think that should be a priority, given the popularity and the interest in it. A turf field, and specifically, I was thinking at veterans where the irrigation's coming up, it'd be more of an upfront cost, but less irrigation, less landscaping, less maintenance, less weather shutdowns, or McPhee or the cleared out lot, either one. And if you're really dreaming big, putting a bubble over the turf field, because then we could rent it out to organizations and clubs all year round as well for extra revenue.
You make huge money.
A climbing course, ropes course, someone already mentioned that.
Yep.
You did, Eric.
Yep,
This is, pipe dream has come up before, lap pool, but specifically for Harwich residents or private club use, to have like swim lessons, swim club teams, not a play around like jumping in, everyone's going everywhere pool. And then I liked Van's point of kind of a multi-sport. That's kind of what I envision with the turf field.
Okay,
okay.
so we have some repeats, so that's a good thing. I have 17, I didn't double up on splash pad, ropes, course, that, but we have 17 projects that I came up with.
I got 15, but I'm sure.
And I'm sure I might have doubled up on a
Yeah,
couple.
it's fine, yeah.
Okay, all right, so Eric, if you can put a list of these together and
Yep.
send them out to us, and then we've got a lot of talking to do. If you wanna see your son's 14th birthday, we won't talk
Yeah,
about it
right.
tonight. He's 13 today. If
Yeah.
he wants to see 14, we won't start this conversation.
I say we start with the bubble. I like the bubble.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Brian.
I love the bubble idea.
Let's put the bubble in. That'd be a huge cost, but man, do you know how many?
There's a lot of money.
Do you know how many athletic sports teams are looking for a place
There's
like
one up
that?
in Bridgewater.
Oh,
There's a big bubble up in Bridgewater. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking, $5, $6, $7 million?
Oh, probably.
Baseball, softball, soccer.
yeah. Oh, CPC has that, right? I listened to the
Or
audit.
retractable roof.
Yeah.
I mean, well, no, I mean, the whole thing is.
Hold on, hold on. Whoa. We get it. Brian talking and you
Sorry,
guys.
sorry, apologies.
Moving on to the director's report, please.
Let me just see if I have anything that's new. The CPC meeting, I'm sure Dave will update too. I went the week before last. They didn't end up voting the projects yet because of the audit, which, are you gonna fill everybody in on that? Or-
They're probably all filled in, it's in the
Under C-
paper.
Under CPC report, if you just give a quick.
You are meeting again March
Six.
6th. So that'll be the vote date. Summer dates, we're moving along, getting ready for summer. We did find out that our beach supervisors and our waterfront director are coming back. So that's a great start. The AstroTurf for pickleball courts, I put that in there. For the 1,800 square feet that would be needed, it would be about just under 5,000 for the pickleball court area to be covered. And then behind, under the shade structure, we had looked into that just in case, instead of a concrete pad. 1,600 square foot would be about $4,400. But then you get into what the aesthetics of it would be. You need some kind of border around it, and then how do you have access, ADA access to it, things like that. I already talked about the ice pricing. Field bookings are going forward. We have it opened up now for the repeat main users. Mariners, senior softball is about to open up for you guys, and the high school, and us, obviously, our own programs. Once those all get in there, then we're going to open it up to the general, whatever's left, go for it. So that's everything I got.
How about the dugouts, about the letter?
The dugout, yes, yeah, good point. Van drafted up a letter for the superintendent, yeah. And I sent it over to Sanborn, the Cape Tech superintendent, so we're just waiting on a response on that.
Cool. Any questions, comments on the director's report? Brian, Frank?
Yes, I believe we have on.
Whoa. I'm sorry, Frank.
Yes, we used to have on there, I think it's still on there, we used to have an electric outlet box at the shed, because we have stuff, we have to run off electricity. We used to have solar, but we don't have.
Put that in maintenance report, right?
Yeah, and I know Howie said they didn't wanna do it because there was water in the pipe. Well, those pipes aren't designed to keep water out anyways. If there's water there, it's all the way around the courts. So it's a very easy run just from the pole right there and under the ground, 6 inches or 12 inches or whatever, and put an outlet up at the shed like we used to have.
So pickleball shed, electric outlet.
Yeah, we used to have one. Of course, they had to take it out when they moved the shed, but they never ran the wire again.
Okay.
They put it in tubing.
Conduit.
It's a maintenance thing, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and they said they didn't want to do it because there was water in the
Well, that's
conduit.
not a bad reason not to put new electricity in, Frank.
Yeah, but if there's water there's water running all the way down from every pole.
Okay, anything else, Brian?
No, just thanks for looking up the pricing for that stuff.
Okay.
Sure.
What's that, property maintenance?
Yeah, I don't have any updates. I will add on the pickleball. I'll find out about a pickleball electric outlet. Everything, a lot of the other stuff we have talked about, so I could answer questions.
Question. Good.
Okay.
David?
When you're talking about the electrical outlet for the shed, where the shed was previous, did they
Where's the wire?
dig up the,
I don't know.
Right?
That's what I would have
I
to
was
check.
thinking the
because if it's an easy jump, that would be easy fix,
Yeah,
depending if
if the wire's there.
the wire's there.
I got
Did
you.
they pull the entire, so.
Yeah, I have if I may, John. I was on my way driving down to Fontaine's and I stopped over at Long Pond, and there are ruts and there are all kinds of divots and so on.
Parking lot.
That parking lot is
The
in
big
tough
parking
shape. Are they gonna do something for the preparation for the summer?
I'm
Every
gonna
year.
find,
They do
Every
every
year.
year, Van.
Every year.
They don't do it now because the kids are just playing.
yeah, if they're gonna, I'll find out what their schedule is, but they usually do it, if they're gonna do it, they would do it right before.
In the, down at Cahoon, there was a canoe rack.
Saw
One of
it's-
the canoes
yeah, I
is
saw
off
that.
it's off the rack. I
Yep.
don't know how it got off the rack. I don't know if somebody was trying to
Yeah.
get it.
Is that our canoe?
It's, well, one person already booked and put one on there.
There's
That's
two
a
on there
repeat.
right now.
Yeah,
We're gonna have, and then we're getting the 3 more at Fernandez Bog too.
Is
Built.
the sign gone from Long Pond?
Not
No.
yet, but they wanna come in next month. The rowers.
Kind of
If you'd
putting
like to come in.
the cart, closing the door after the horse is out of the barn.
Well, yeah, cause.
Seeing as they put the sign up last summer.
Yeah. But they'll be in.
Have them come in April, please.
April,
Because
sure.
we have senior softball next month.
Yes, good point.
And we have this list.
I'm amazed that the snowplow hasn't taken that out.
It's far off, it's pretty far off the road, but you're right. You've got some nerve. Budget report. We all set on monthly maintenance? Phyllis, anything? Frank
No, all set.
and Brian?
All
Thank you. Budget?
Budget report, the revolving fund is at 55 and change. This is, it's low. This was before a big deposit we just did that didn't register in Munis yet, so it's more like low to mid 60s right now. So,
Okay.
and then the rest of the budget, we're right along where we are every year. As far as spending, we don't plan to go over or be significantly under in anything.
Last night, if I may, John, the selectmen, where they were preparing their warrant, when it came to revolving accounts, there was a major comment about the rec department having a significant amount of money in its revolving account, and I guess they're gonna be looking at all revolving accounts and,
So
yeah.
I'll just update, and hopefully they could hear, this will be watched by some people. So the revolving fund, the common misconception when we ask every year at town meeting for those caps to be set is that that's money in our account. It's not. These are caps for spending for the year. The money in our account is what I just reported, the 55 and change. The 175 that we've had is how much you could spend in a year. We cannot spend any of it unless we're making the money coming in. The problem is I reached out to town administrator or administration in general a couple weeks ago to actually increase that cap to 250. The higher that cap is, to me, the more successful our department is, because it means we have more and more programs. Can't spend that money unless we make that money again. It's money coming in and going out, coming in and going out. So to continue to increase our programs like we have over the past year plus, we need to be able to spend more, which will in turn have us make more. So there's this misconception out there that we have a pot sitting with $175,000 in it, and we want a pot of $250,000 in it. We don't. We just want to have that room to grow. We cannot grow unless we increase the cap.
If I may,
And I will,
as a follow-up question, have you relayed that concern to the appropriate parties?
Many times.
I'm done.
Yeah, they have to know that.
David,
I might as well say it. The argument is that $175,000 doesn't justify balls, bats, and uniforms. What else is the money for?
Staff.
That's the argument.
Revolving fund staff.
Just so you follow the bouncing ball.
Also, our summer camp runs out of that. So that's a lot of staff. We have after-school staff every single day.
Is Mr. Chairman, is there any way that we can head this off at the pass by putting a document together with a list of everything that goes through that revolving
I
fund?
believe that was requested last night by the Board of Selectmen.
I haven't
Let them make the request.
I'm
And
on
we-
the other side of that, Mr. Chairman. I don't want them driving the bus.
They're not driving the bus. The comment last night was, they asked, when were they formed?
Not
How
just
much?
ours. Yeah.
Not everybody's.
Okay,
When were
yep,
they formed?
yep.
And what is the money being spent on?
And in the past, this has
So
come
I
up.
would suggest that let that request come. I mean, maybe it'll be whatever it's going to be. It's not gonna be for this year, because they don't have time to do it. I agree, but I think let it,
Fair enough, yep.
It's come up periodically too, requests like that, and I've done reports of this is what was spent.
From
you
what I
know.
understand, from what I heard last night is they're gonna revisit it, they moved to put the article, in the warrant, but they're going to revisit all of the revolving accounts, all
And
departments.
I think
Not
what
for
they're
this
driving towards,
not for this town meeting.
No,
They
No.
said it's a monumental task.
yeah, I think what they're eventually driving towards, and I think it's an error on their part, is to get rid of most, if not all, revolving funds, build those expenses and revenues into the budget.
Right.
The problem with that is a
It fluctuates.
department like recreation, every time we want to create a new program, you'd have to wait until the following year to submit it in a new budget. Revolving fund gives you some leeway to be able to
Flexibility.
create a program on the fly. Like, let's try, this or that. Let's try field hockey. It's like, okay, we could do it because we have that leeway to do it.
Let's see where it goes.
Yep.
The one thing, and to follow up Eric, and I say it every time this comes up, we didn't, as a commission or a department, grab a number out of the hat. The previous town
No.
administrator, previous town accountant recommended we go from X to Y. In the
Continue.
very next year, they recommended we go from Y to Z. So this is all based on department heads, town administrator, who recommended this to get us to the 175.
And the thing
And those in power need
Yeah.
to know that.
and we need to go higher. It's gonna hamstring us if we don't. And I've always said, the thing I always say is that revolving fund cap can be $1 million. We can't spend $1 million unless we make the $1 million.
Well, that, after town meeting, there's an opportunity to have a joint meeting with the Board of Selectmen and put it right on the table.
Or maybe I just have to
For
stand
the
up
rec
at town
department
meeting and
only.
tell them exactly how it works, so
Let's not
everybody
go that far.
understands it.
Again, be proactive, that's
Yeah.
all.
Question, moving on to, if there's nothing else on the budget report, which we were off of actually.
Yeah.
Chairman's report, summer tennis. Any thoughts, interest? I know that comes up every year.
We're having it.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, we had it last year to a point. We didn't have the whole
Okay.
huge program, but we're having it again.
Okay,
Good.
Yep.
there you go, Frank.
Have we, are we out pursuing help to run the programs?
Yeah, we have everything out there right now. Advertising. We've sent out our invites to staff to come back. They have till a certain date, which isn't too far away, to let us know if they're coming back or not. And then we'll start reviewing all new applications.
Yeah, now I'm making reference to the high school. They have, boys and girls.
Yeah,
tennis.
we have an intern that works for us, so we're trying to get him. He's one of the best players, I think, on the Cape, but he's interning for us, and he plays for Monomoy, so we're trying to pull him in.
Yeah, because he used to be one of our big programs at one time.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to.
Before we move on, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, David?
Can I take a step back to the maintenance report for a moment? Because it's just something you stimulated the brain with. The benches that are inside the tennis courts.
Yeah.
Those benches are always being bopped here, there. They're upside down, they're sideways. The town spent a lot of money redoing those
You
courts.
could lock him to the fence.
That's what I was thinking.
Why are they inside?
They've always been,
Yeah.
they've always been inside, haven't they? Have they not?
No, they
Yeah.
haven't actually.
They
She's
were
right.
outside.
They were always outside.
People move them around a
That's-
lot.
At
That's
one
right.
point, we had him locked up.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
what
had
happened.
them all chained at one time.
Yeah, I don't know
Highway,
what
take
happened.
them to
They
the
did
highway.
something, they cut the
Well, the
chains
winter's
or
over
something.
now.
Yeah.
What the problem
Yeah,
was.
we
I
just
would
take
put them,
him out.
I would put them at the barn, make the life, make it,
Yeah.
because no one's gonna sit on them, and you're not sitting on those metal benches in the winter.
No.
No.
Yeah, the basketball players move them all over the place. They even come down and take them from pickleball sometimes.
Yeah,
That's
I'll-
what we have to
I
pay
could lock him
together.
back up.
Okay.
Yep.
That works, thank you.
David, CPC, quick overview on what's going on, please.
March 6th is our date. I was in front of the Board of Selectmen last night making another request, hoping to get the numbers.
Brian, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, just wanted to make sure one phone's not lit up.
So, we can't do anything. I'm sorry, I had all the folks, and I apologize to all the people that showed up at the meeting, but without those numbers, with the missing pieces, it just didn't make any sense to call for votes. So, that's what we're waiting for. We're on hold.
I'm gonna jump back up, to Chairman, one above to Chairman's report in regards to the concern I'm hearing over no pad under the shade structure out back. And some folks on CPC thinking should be part of the project. And I think Eric, I didn't see it, but I think Eric got across that we didn't go the pad route because it's close to $100,000 and we're trying to be fiscally responsible. I would hope that we would be commended for that and not punished by not getting the project because it doesn't have a pad under it. So if you're out there talking to people and it may be an exercise in futility. You know, it may be down the road we have to put AstroTurf or something under it. But to spend $100,000 on or $80,000, whatever it's gonna be, on a cement pad does not seem to be a logical move at this point. So that's all. You all set on the report, David?
I am.
Van?
Very quickly, the Facilities Committee met last week, and we talked about the many of the renovations that are going on, the carpeting, and
Looks good.
now the painting is taking place in some of the rooms,
Yeah.
and the shades that are going up and so on. The spaghetti dinner went well. There was well over 125 or so that came to the spaghetti dinner. And,
Really?
Yeah, and Saturday I did some serving for the breakfast, and we had well over 120, 30.
Yeah, they have a bunch of good events for the 25th anniversary.
I saw
Now
that.
they would have come.
It's the 25th anniversary.
David's like
and,
free meal.
That's right.
You know,
It's open mic night right now, if
Yeah.
anybody wants to jump up.
Reagan
there.
has been doing a good job.
She's good,
Every
yeah.
single day, there's something going on in this
Yeah.
building to commemorate the 25th anniversary of the.
She also arranged a taping
Yeah.
of saying happy birthday on tape for a slideshow. So I went on, a bunch of our staff went on, we even had some of the kids from our after-school program go on,
Excuse me.
put on party hats and
Next
say
week
happy
is
birthday.
I think it's either Friday or Saturday of next week is the ice cream from 6 to 8 or something.
Yeah, yeah.
6 to 8:30, ice cream Sundays and so on and so forth. So
When is the pasta dinner?
Just had it, you missed
You
it.
missed it.
you missed
Oh, my heart
Come
beats still.
on, David.
it. And pasta and bread and they had all kinds
Put
of
him
stuff.
on speed dial for the free food.
Yeah.
All right, facilities is done under new business, open session. Van,
I'm good.
David,
I'm all set.
Phyllis,
Okay, I'm done.
Brian? Yeah, what's your name, Frank? You're what?
I'm good, yes.
What's the temperature down there, Frank?
Yeah. It's freezing, I'm freezing.
Yeah, it's cold.
Freezing.
60?
No, it was in, I think it was 70 today, but
It's been cold, I believe.
Your blood's thinned out too much, Frank.
yeah, I called my brother a couple of weeks ago. He left Florida, went to Thailand. He said it was too cold here in Florida.
All right, next meeting is scheduled for March 25th. Obviously, subject to change and cancellation if need be.
What time is it?
On that note, it is,
6:12.
on that note, if there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion.
Move
So
to
moved.
adjourn is
Go
second.
ahead.
Van and David? Eric?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's on the tape. Oh, yeah, got it.
Well, that was good. You get home there, Eric, and
That was the goal.